Welcome to another Name It, Frame It, Tame It by UDL Partners. We began the year with focusing on student strengths. What you probably have learned is that those strengths vary from learner to learner. Variability doesn't only exist within strengths of learners, but so many other areas. So how do we create a strong learning community with so much variability? We are going to name this barrier Designing for Variability in Learners as it relates to equitable and inclusive learning experiences that builds a strong sense of community within our classroom. Within the UDL guidelines, we can frame this barrier within checkpoint 7.3, minimizing threats and distractions, and checkpoint 8.3, fostering collaboration and community. In order to tame this barrier, we need to think about neuroscience and educational research. What we have learned is that there is no such thing as a regular student, but rather learning is as unique to each individual learner as his or her fingerprints or DNA. Think about all the uniqueness that your learners bring to your space. If you made a bulletin board of all those characteristics, would it look something like this? Here are some simple ways to start designing for variability to create equitable and inclusive learning experiences. Make sure your learning resources vary in terms of media and modality. You could try using online texts, paper materials, videos, visual and audio clips for learning. When learners have access to media and modalities that work for them, they feel a sense of inclusion and equity within the classroom. Try to vary the level of sensory stimulation in your classroom. Variation in pace of work, length of work sessions, availability of breaks or timeouts, or timing or sequence of activities builds equity in your space. You can build choice and options into learning activities and assessments. This allows learners a sense of ownership over their learning, ultimately building expert learners in your space. Additionally, consider ways to tap into the range and diversity of interests and talents of your learners. When our learners can share their strengths and talents within our classroom, it builds a stronger, equitable, and inclusive community. By way of example, when we ask our learners to read from a book, it means something different to each and every learner in your space. Every learner interprets this in a different way. If we focus on the design around variability, we can start to create equitable and inclusive classroom environments for all learners.